So how about we try, let's try 5. Because BR is 2 on the left, it's 1 on the right. CL is 1 on the left and 2 on the right. Well, which one do we fix first? I don't know. Honestly, pick one. Which one? I don't know. Pick something. So I don't know. CL, just because. So 2 there makes 2 CLs on the left. But that messes up the hydrogen, right? Just keep on fixing. Just keep on going. So notice, though, when you change something, fixing the CL, change the hydrogen. Okay, 2H on the left makes 2 on the, and I need 2 on the right. But you know what that did? It fixed my BR problem by accident because I needed 2 BRs anyway, which is a very good sign. So another little note would be when you fix something by accident, you're probably right and you're probably done. Probably done. Sometimes you're not done. But it's a very good sign when you're fixing stuff by accident. So let's double check. 1 lead on the left, 1 on the right, 2 bromines on the left, 2 on the right, 2 H's on the left, 2 on the right, 2 CLs on the left, 2 on the right. Okay. And then it's 1, 2, 2, 1. And I think all the answers have been fixed because this is the 3rd year or something I've used this. So I think we got all the mistakes fixed. How about number 6? And I'm going to point out that, look, SO4 is a group here, and it's also a group here. So how about we just treat it as a group, because that will speed things up.
So wouldn't SO4 on the right side already be SO12?
Well, there are 12 oxygens, but my point is it's going to speed things up if we just say, how many groups of SO4 do I have? 1 and 3. Because the SO4 stays as a group this time.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't stay as a group, you have to start splitting it up like you just said. But since it does stay as a group this time, it's going to be faster my way. So I have 1 group of SO4, 3 groups of SO4. So that makes me want to put a 3 here. But that made 3 calciums. Yep. So how about I put a 3 here? But that made 6 bromines. Yep. So I guess there's a 2 here. And I honestly didn't even do this one in 4th period. So I'm going to guess, if I did this right, my 2 cobalt here is fixing something by accident. And I genuinely don't know. That's why I covered over my hand so I couldn't peek. But if I did all the other ones right, I just fixed cobalt by accident. Yep.
How do you accidentally get the correct answer?
Well, because this all has to fall into place. And by fixing I had 6 bromines, 3 sets of 2. And I said, okay, fine, just keep fixing stuff. And it's a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle that you just end up with that final piece and you only have one place to put it, and of course it fits, as a metaphor here. You weren't planning on that piece being the last one, but something's got to be the last piece, and there's only one place to put it, and boom, you're done. So by saying 3 sets of 2 bromines makes 6, I'll put a 2 here, so I have 2 sets of 3 bromines, makes 6. And since the only thing I didn't think about yet was cobalt, if I obeyed all the other rules and I did everything right, the cobalt should snap into place. 2 cobalts on the left. Oh, I was going to need that anyway because I have 2 cobalts on the right.
Is there by any chance a possibility that you could do number 15?
Not by chance, by design. Da-da-da. So 15, he says? Okay. You might not remember that this is carbonate, but it's one group. CO3 is a group, so I'm going to treat that as a group. And the CNs are a group, and they don't change, so I'm going to treat that as a group. You don't have to draw the boxes. I'm just trying to be helpful. What doesn't match? Two
The two
spin groups. Yeah.
CUs.
Sorry, what?
The two CNs and the two CUs.
No, the CUs match 1 and 1.
Ah,
But CN doesn't match. And I just noticed also the NA doesn't match. But honestly, I forgot that for a moment. I mean, I didn't see it, partly because I drew over it. But just pick something that doesn't match and start. Usually, although I do have some more tips for, hey, notice this, but eventually you'll get it right. Now, you may have to erase, admittedly. It does not mean that you're being stupid if you have to erase. Everybody ends up erasing. But I'll tell you the genuine way I was going to do it. 2 CNs? Okay. 2. That makes 2 sodiums. Oh, I needed 2 sodiums anyway. I fixed it by accident.
yeah, I see.
Which is a very good sign. And you're almost certainly right so far. And you're probably done. So start double checking. But that's it, isn't it? 2, 1, 1, 1. Does somebody else have a request?
This one looks like really easy, not as overwhelming, but 16.
Okay. So the H is already matched. So fixing that won't help me right now. The O's don't match. And I'm going to do this super wrong. You can't do that. That is not what nature would make. If you put hydrogen together with oxygen, it wants to make water. And what you just made is hydrogen peroxide. And I don't remember how they make that. Obviously, there is a way. So for some kids saying, well, somebody makes it. Yeah, they do. And I don't remember how. I mean, I just don't know everything. But if you just give nature the chance to just throw this together on its own, it will make water. So you can't put a 2 on the O.
Aren't you gonna make a H4O2?
That's not a thing.
Problem wise.
I'm going to make 2 waters. I'm going to insist on saying it more like that. I admit there are 4 H's and 2 O's. Yes. But if I say H4O2, someone will end up writing that.
Can you repeat the last thing?
Somebody said, well, don't you effectively make this? And I said, I'm not going to actually say that out loud. Oh, look, it's like that. It's not like that. No, let's not say it's like that, because that's not a molecule. I don't think that exists. And plus, it's not that. This is not that. Because H4O2 says that they're all joined up together. No, they're not. There are 2 waters separate from each other. I understand that that's 2 sets of 2 is 4 hydrogens, and there are 2 oxygens, but if you don't write it as H4O2, that's not what this is. It's 2 waters that are separate from each other.
Oh, wait, wouldn't that be too much? Because the O2, you add, okay, so if you put like that 2 after the O2 in front of the H, then you basically have 2 things of water compared to water and an extra O.
I don't have an extra O, I have extra H's right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, with that, you have an extra H2.
Yeah, I have 2. Right, I'm not done. You're right.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done because I messed up the H's. Now, this is now 2 sets of 2 is 4. So I must need a 2 here.
Oh. Wait, so with that, then 17, you would have...
Yeah, I was going to go to 17. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's S8 plus O2 equals SO3. You need an extra Let's see, you would need an extra 7 because you borrow one. Actually, hold on. I'm awful at explaining, but wouldn't it be a 5 in front of that S? And then in return, you would put
This?
yes.
No,
5.
it can't be 5 because that would make 8 sulfurs and 5 sulfurs and no extra way to fix it. There's not like there's another sulfur thing over here. So that can't be right. It must be 8.
I thought you borrowed 1, or I would have borrowed the 2
Borrow?
from. Wait, I did that wrong. I said I was thinking about borrowing the 2 from the H or the O, and
Wait a minute,
then
are we on 17?
yeah,
What H? There's no H.
yeah. I accidentally said H. I meant O.
Okay, say it again.
So I was thinking about borrowing the 2 from the O, and then I said the wrong number. I was thinking 6, and then you borrow 6 from the S.
Oh, buddy,
And
I don't know where this is going. And I'm just trying to be helpful, I promise. And I know you're very good at this in general, but I do not get this borrowing thing that you've said.
no, I don't really get it either. That's why I was confused.
I mean, every once in a while, a kid has a brilliant idea that is that is just like the harder way to do it. And I have had occasionally, well, every year there's a kid smarter than me in class. And occasionally I have a kid so smart that they reinvent the way to do things. And I go, I mean, years ago, just a story tell because we have a moment, I did summer school at Beverly Hills High. And there was a kid in there who was clearly smarter than me. My advantage was that I had done this and he hadn't. And he reinvented some of the math and was like, but you can do this. And so I had to take 5 minutes and finally go, you're actually right. But no one does it that way because your way is longer. That's why I've never thought of it, because you're just making it harder on yourself. But so if you invented this borrowing thing and it works, maybe it's true, but I don't get it. Should we pursue this or just leave it?
You can do it your way. I was trying to explain to what I thought was going to happen, and then the more confusing it was because I didn't understand it.
Okay. I'm going to try to fix the S first because there's 8 of these and 1 of those, and I don't have. It's not like there's SO3 over here or something, right? So I can't do 5 here and 3 here. It's not possible, right? That's not true. So the only way to ever fix S is to have an 8 here. That makes 24 O's, 8 sets of 3. If 24 come out, 24 had better go in. How many pairs is that? 12.
12.
Now, here's another little note I would write to yourself. If you get all even coefficients, something went wrong. I would write that down.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, if you get all even numbers in front, coefficients, I couldn't tell you what's wrong because the answer could be a bunch of things, but something is wrong. Because, for instance, just pretend you had 1, 2, 4, or it's not 1, sorry, I said all even, 2, 2, 4, 6, just to put something, right? If you got this and you double checked, you're like, no, that totally works. Okay, but why didn't you get 1, 1, 2, 3 then? Because if this works, that should work.
Mr. Swaney.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me, it's easier to use those higher numbers, and then at the end, I'll just simplify it. Is that all right, or do you want me to
I don't argue with correct answers, but I'm saying the final answer can't be this.
All right.
And there are 2 general situations, okay? One is the kid went around and around and erased and, just really concentrated on everything. And, oh my God, I finally got it. 2, 2, 4, 6. Okay, you know what? Maybe that even kind of works. Maybe you triple checked it and it works. On the other hand, if that works, then this works. So this is the more correct answer. So instead of getting 100%, this is like a 90. It's still an A minus. I know, but it's not the full answer. This is not how we write this. We write it in the simplest ratio. And usually what happened is something went off the rails, and this was never actually true. Usually, I'm betting that's what happened. And later on, like next week or something, when we start predicting the products and I don't tell you what is on the right of 36 here, for instance, if you write if you accidentally write CO3 or something when it should be CO2, this may not be possible. And you may just go around and around and finally get so confused that you end up with something like this. And you're like, I think I finally got it. And it's not even true. And one of your clues that something's wrong is they're all even. So maybe it's sort of true, but it should be this, and maybe it's just wrong. However, in this case, for the kid shouting, but you got all even numbers, and no, I didn't, because that's 1. Also, I thought I might illustrate what happens when you don't see what's coming. So watch, we'll get the same answer. La-di-da-di-da, let's do number 17. Oh, look, I see a 2 and a 3 jumping out at me. I know how to fix 2 and 3. I'll multiply by the other one like the teacher told me. I'll put a 3 here and a 2 there, and now I have 6 of oxygen on both sides. Oh, wait. This has got to be, this is 8, and that's got to be an 8? Well, then I'll have to erase and put an 8, and that makes 24, which makes this 12. So sometimes you discover things, halfway through.
Isn't it possible to fraction in front of the S8?
There are, in the AP class, there are certain times when it just speed things up if you'll do that. But for all purposes here, no, because it really is 8 S's combined into one Lewis diagram. Remember those? And I could not tell you why, but I have been informed that one of the ways for sulfur to just be on its own and be the element of sulfur is in groups of 8 for reasons I couldn't remotely tell you. I just don't know all the answers. And I kind of said this before, or maybe I did plainly say it, but you have finally kids hit the level in school where the teacher doesn't know everything. And when in 3rd grade, you thought your teacher just knew everything in the world, it was because you didn't know the questions to ask. Me too, when I was in 3rd grade. Think your dad knows everything when you're in kindergarten because he can answer all your questions because you're not very good at asking questions. I don't know why S8, but there you have it.
Can you do number 21 for me, please?
Okay, so, here's another point. If you have an element that's on its own, I would leave that to the last. For instance, just for a moment, 22, I would solve oxygen last because whatever this ends up being, I can just slap something on here and be done without changing anything else. Now, in this case, I have 2 elements that are on their own. So which one should I leave? I don't know. I don't. And I didn't even do this one in 4th period, so I don't even know. I don't know what the answer is. So I'm going to do this live for serious. But what I would do is deal with a big number. I wouldn't fix the chlorines because then I'd probably just, I'm going to have to fix the H's later. So how about we put a 10 in front of carbon and 16 H's on the left makes me want to put a 16 here. That's 16 H's. And that's 16 Cl's. So I've got to have 16 over here, but they occur in pairs. So how many pairs will I need? 8.
Could you do number 20?
Yeah. And for all the kids, again, shouting, you said not all even numbers. That's a 1. That's not even. So, okay, right. I'm kind of glad you said 20. Hey, if you've been staring off into space, come back because 20's got a real point to it. I was going to reach this illustration with some other problem, but fine, 20 is great. So at first glance, it even looks like it's balanced. In fact, I almost said that. But the H's are 2 on the left and 3 on the right. Now, if you consider the even numbers, even numbers cannot multiply to be odd. It is not possible. We're using, and don't say 1.5, because we got to use integers over here, right? You cannot multiply an even number by an integer and get an odd number. So if you have what I call the even odd problem, I have even numbers on one side and odd on the other. You can't multiply this to match an odd number. You can, however, multiply an odd number to be even. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. Odd numbers can become even. So let's find, and I would write some notes to yourself on this, find the source of the oddness and double it and see where that gets you. At least start there. Just try that. So when you have even on one side and odd on the other, find the thing that's making it odd and throw an even number on it, probably 2. Just start with 2, and if that doesn't work, throw 4 at it. Does somebody want me to repeat that concept? Somebody's mic went on, but I didn't hear anything. In this case, the source of my oddness is this 1H here. So I'm going to put a 2 on that and see where that gets me. That makes a total of 4 H's, 2 here and 2 here. So it's 4 on the right, which puts a 2 here. And look, I needed 2 oxygens anyway because I had 2 on the right and it gave me 2 on the left. And I fixed the oxygen problem by accident. Oh, there's one more thing. 2 sodiums puts a 2 there. And it's not all even numbers because that's a 1.
I was just about to say that.
Which one? Either try to call me on it or say, and that's a 1.
Trying to call you on it.
But that's a 1.
Mr. Sweeney, 22.
22. You know what I noticed? This is the same kind of thing. I've got 3 H's and 2 H's. Even numbers cannot multiply to be odd. Go and find the source of the oddness and put an even number on it. Try a 2, it usually works. How about we try a 2 there, and now I have 6 hydrogens.
I already used 2 on that one. I'm just going to let y'all know it doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't work. I said usually. Now, if it doesn't work, I'm actually glad we're doing this one because it lets me illustrate what to do. Okay, but genuinely, I would throw a 2 on there, and I'm going to genuinely walk through how I would do it, except remember, everybody ends up erasing. So if I end up erasing, as long as I know what I'm doing, I'm still good. So I see 2 and 3. I see an even odd. I'm going to put a 2 there. That makes 6. I'm going to put a 3 here. Now, that fixed the hydrogens. However, let's continue. Oh, 4 silicons. 4 silicon. Okay, but here's where I think that person was talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't see who was talking, but Let's fix the oxygens. I'm almost done. 4 times 2 is 8 oxygens, and this is 3, and 8 and 3 is 11. Oh no, because 2 can't multiply to be 11. So here's my other big note to self. When you get stuck with even odd like this, and you've been doing stuff and you're stuck with even odd, and I don't mean at the beginning. I mean, you've been working and you run into even odd into your process. I would write this down. Go back and double everything you just said. I would write that down. When you run into the even odd problem after you've already started working, like this, go back and double everything you just did. That almost always fixes it. So I'm going to go back and double everything I just said. Should I repeat that concept for somebody? I'm going to do it anyway. When you run into the even odd problem after you've already been started, then go back and double everything I said. So I did. This used to be a 2, that used to be a 4, that used to be a 3.
Mr.
Alex.
Snyder.
Yeah.
I did most of the problems in my head. Is that all right?
I don't know quite what you mean. You did them in your. Are the answers on the paper?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me. If you did, but you did them in your head.
No. I had to write it down on a separate piece of paper, and instead of rewriting every equation, I just put it in my head and wrote the answers on that paper.
Okay. Well, I mean, we already had the answers, so getting it right isn't even proof of doing it. My point is that if you're showing you got it done, okay, but also let me point out, kids in general, that turning in the homework. I'm not saying this at you, Chris, because actually I know you have a very good grade. I'm just saying this to everybody. I say this every year a bunch of times. Turning in the homework because you copied the answers is just asking to honestly possibly flunk the entire class. And I'm not saying that's what you do, Chris. I'm just saying that because I say that. Because then the test scores suck. And then the final, and I have kids turn in finals. I am not kidding. I have had kids turn in 10% finals because they farted their way through the homework for so long that by the second semester, they couldn't keep up. And when we said, okay, and then balance the equation, and then you do this, they were like, wait, balance the equation. This says 2, but that says, I don't know. And that was supposed to be the easy part. Like we were way down the road. So I know I keep saying this about various things, but this is like the math classes. If you let this sit and become the hard part, you might as well take your second semester and throw it in the toilet. And it happens every year. Guys, seriously. I get people think, I'm doing okay. I got a C the first semester, F second semester. Because then we take stuff from 5 different units and shove them into one problem. And you were only at a C- on 2 of them, which means you don't know where to go the second semester. So please don't do that to yourselves. All right, I've doubled everything here. That means 16 oxygens here and 6 here, and that is 22. That means I need 11 of these. And look, my coefficients aren't all even. Is there something about 22 I should go back over? I thought I'd do 24 because that's also a bit of a booger as I recall. C7 makes me want to put a 7 here. And I will narrate this through as I really think it through and not just jump to the answer. I see 7. I'll put a 7 here. Okay, not stupid. Maybe you're right. Let's see what happens. 6 hydrogens makes me put a 3 here. Sure. Maybe you're right. Oh, let's check the oxygens. This is 14 and 3 is 17 oxygens on the right. And pairs and pairs have to end up being even. So what I have is a 14 and 3 is 17, an odd number of oxygens on the right, and this has got to be even oxygens on the left. It can't be odd. You can't have pairs and then more pairs and get an odd number. So we've just hit the point that I was making back on 22. I've been working along and I hit the even on one side, odd on the other. Somebody shout out what I said to do.
Double everything.
Go back and double everything you just said, except that also the difficult thing to remember is we, without saying it out loud, we said, hey, let's leave a 1 here. When you did nothing, what you said is, I'll leave a 1. And we'll double it. Also, you could just double check and say, oh, 14 carbons. Oh, 14 carbons. Two sets of 6 hydrogens is 12. 6 sets of 2 hydrogens is 12. Good. Fine. So let's fix the oxygen at the end here. 14 sets of 2 is 28. Plus 6 is 34. Yeah. Right? Right. Okay. Here's the extra trick. This is where I tend to get it wrong myself. And when I'm in a hurry, I will go and do something like, that's 34, right? And I will go and put 17. I'm doing it wrong. Don't put that. 17, because 17 pairs is 34. I'm done. And look, no, not all even numbers. I'm so proud of myself. That's wrong. There are 34 oxygens on the right. I keep double checking. 28 and 6, 34, right? Yeah. Okay, yes, there are 34 on the right. And 4 of them are already here on the left. Don't make that a 17. If 4 of them are already here, how many more do you need total?
13.
Nope. I need 30 more, correct? I need this total on the left to be 34, and 4 of them are here. I need this to turn into 30. Right? I'm actually kind of asking. Aren't I right? Yep. One more time, I needed 34. I have 34 oxygens on the right, therefore I need 34 on the left, but 4 of them are already here. I need this to turn into 30. So that's a 15.
So I'm barely understanding this concept. Can I do number 23 and explain my way through it? and then see
Sure.
if it matches
That's
up.
often instructive. You tell me what to do, and you know what? 5 other people will go, oh, at some point in here. Okay, go ahead.
So there's 3 oxygen, or actually, no, there's 2 Fe. So why don't you put a 2 in front of F and E?
You can. We'll probably have to erase it, but sure. You want to do that? Okay.
And then that 3, how does 2 become 3? It doesn't, so you have to double it. That 3 will become a 6, and the 2 from oxygen will become a 4. Or wait, no, they would both become 6 because you multiply the 3 oxygen. You would multiply oxygen by 2, and then the other oxygen by 3.
You got to say which one, because you can't.
Oh.
We'll multiply the right oxygens by 2. Agree?
Yeah, the right one's by 2 and the left one by 3.
Okay. This is why I said we're going to have to erase, which is fine. It doesn't make you stupid, but we are. Because how many irons do I have?
You have 4 over there, and you have 2 over there. Which means you have to put a 4 over there to even it out.
Yeah.
But then would that be the correct answer?
Well, double check. The great thing about these is it kind of it's not that hard to double check at all. It's a little bit like when they taught you to just like take your dividing answer, and multiply it back through in 4th grade and check yourself. It's real easy to check. 4 irons, 6 oxygens, 6 oxygens. Yeah. Okay. And it proves the point that just because you got something off at the first doesn't mean you can't fix it. And how about 28? 2 carbons. I'll put a 2 here. Okay. 2 hydrogens. I already have 2 hydrogens. Oh, good for you. Okay, oxygens. 2 sets of 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Oh, because that's coming in to me in pairs. And I'm illustrating a point I already made a couple times. What are we going to do when we've been working and we hit even odd?
You need to hit the whole, not hit. You need to multiply the whole thing by 2. So it'll be times 2, and then.
Okay, let me say this: multiply what you already worked on by 2. Okay, that's why I said multiply everything, double everything you just said. I'm afraid if we say everything, some kid will go, "Hey, he said everything." No, not that. I didn't deal with that one yet. Okay. So I put a 2 here. Let's put a 4. Now, the difficult thing that I have forgotten myself is by not doing anything here, I said, let's leave a 1. Okay, so we'll double that. By not doing anything to this one before, I said, let's leave a 1. Okay, so we'll double that. And that's where I forget it. But if you've been working along and you said, don't change, even if it never actually came out loud in your brain, that's what you meant. And you had to go back and double the 1 that you left. So now let's double check. 4 carbons, 4 carbons. 4 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen. How many oxygens? 4 sets of 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. And look, not all even numbers. Or 30, 7 carbons, I'll put a 7. 16 hydrogens, I'll put an 8. 8 sets of 2. You know what? This one's actually going to work. Because look, I have an even number and an even number of oxygens. So you know what? I got lucky. Sometimes it works out. 14 and 8 is 22. So I need 22 oxygens on the left, which puts it at 11. And they're not all even numbers. In fact, both of these are odd.
Can you do number 42? Still trying to figure out how to get rid of the extra oxygen.
Well, If I've got 2 over here, I guess I need a 2 over here. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Then why don't you put another 2 in front of the first n?
Yeah, and that makes 2 sets of 2's, 4 n's. So there must be a 2 here.
Okay.
And then again, maybe this is over, but you know, I'm saying, and somebody's shouting, that's all even numbers. No, it's not, because that's a 1.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out what you do with that extra oxygen, but it would make sense if you put like a 2 over it, over the N2O, and then if you would put another 2 in front of the first N, because then it would all add up.
Okay. Does somebody have another request? Like you've been working on one, or that one looks weird, or something? You know, I think I'm going to try 34. I haven't done this one. I'm really, I know I do it the same way either way, but I'm really, really doing this one out loud. P4. Let's try a 4 there. Might work. How many H's? That's 12. 4 sets of 3. So that makes me want to put a 6 here. Oh boy. That is, oh, this is a nightmare. This is harder than I thought. I'm genuinely stuck at the moment.
Wait, Mr. Sweeney, isn't that it?
Oh, no, that is it. You're right. It is it, because that makes 12 hydrogens and 6 plus 10 oxygens is 4 times 4 is 16. You're right. I'm done.
This one was very similar to the one you just solved, but 41.
Okay, well, the first thing I personally noticed is the 2-3 problem. It doesn't mean it's the best place to start, but it is a place to start. So what if I go 2 of those and 3 of that? Oh, that's it. That's done, isn't it?
I'm surprised I did not see that earlier.
Okay. Just as an interested question, what happened?
I was just looking at that and I was thinking like I can't go 2 and 2 on both sides. That wouldn't even out. I didn't think to put a 3 over there because I mean I didn't know where to put it. I thought if anything I thought that the 3 would have gone up or in front of that N.
In front of the N2?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that for my hydrogens, I mean, I had 2 and 3. Well, you know what? Even if you did this, even if you said N2, oh, I'll put a 2 here. Then you say, oh, but I messed up the hydrogen. So what's that? 2 sets of 3 is 6. Oh, I'll put a 3 here. Double check. Oh, I'm done.
That makes sense. I feel like one of the trickier parts are like the bigger equations. They just look really overwhelming.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying just start somewhere. I know.
Like 27.
Okay.
You just put a 2 in front of the K, right?
No. Well, you mean this?
Or no, I'm sorry. After the 22 in front of KBR. Or you put a 2 in front of KBR.
Right. And then
you would put a 2 in front of the regular K.
Yeah.
Honestly, that one was just more like a guess. But why exactly would that work?
Well, you want me to narrate my thought through it?
Yes, please.
the K's already match, so I don't know what to do with that. The BRs don't match, and I can't divide. I can only multiply. I can't say divide by 1 or divide by 2 and get 1, right?
Yeah.
So I can only multiply. Well, I want to arrive for this one at 2, so it matches here. So I'll multiply this one by 2. Now the BRs match, but you messed up the K, and that just keeps happening. Just keep following. I fixed this one, but I messed up that one. Just fix that one. Oh, I messed up this one. I'll fix that one. Just keep going.
That makes sense. Now that, because there was one too many K's, so you put a 2 in front of that K. So then it evens out as 2 K's instead of 1 and 2.
Yeah. So you fix element A, but that messes up B. Just go fix B, but that messed up C. Just fix B. Fix C. That messed up D. Well, fix D. Oh, look, I've solved the E by mistake or by accident. That's probably what happens. Um,
29 doesn't need anything, does it?
Oh, I don't know. Sure it does.
Oh, wait, because that would be 3 oxygens, right? On the right?
So how about just as an attempt, take the part that's making it, okay, just to back up for everybody. Everybody following 29, for the oxygens, I have an even number, and 1 plus 2 is 3. I have an even odd. Find the part, and mind you, I didn't work on this yet, right? So the kids were shouting in their mind, you said double everything you just did. I didn't do anything yet. I didn't do anything yet. So I'm going to find the part that's making it odd and slap a 2 on it and see if that fixes it. If that doesn't work, slap a 4 on it. 2. That makes 2 and 2 oxygens is 4. Oh, I'll put a 2 here. Oh, that fixed my hydrogens by accident. Good for me.
And that also fixed the oxygen, wouldn't it? Because then it's on the left side, it'd be O4. On the right side, where the right side would be O5.
It's not O5. Okay, first of all, can we not say O4 because that means 4 O's? And I know that sounds like a nitpick, but there's no such thing as O4, and it's O4 does not appear in here. So
it would be 4 O's.
This is 4 O's, and this also is 4 O's, not 5. 2 sets of 1 is 2, plus a set of 2 is 4.
Okay, then yeah, it'd be 4 O's on both sides.
Yeah. What I was saying is I fixed my hydrogens by accident because I said, I'm going to put a 2 on here because I knew this being odd is never going to work. Let's even this up. Let's just slap a 2 on the part that's odd and see if that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Once in a while, you got to back up and erase and slap a 4 on it. I mean, I've seen it. I don't remember where, but I've had it happen. So I slap a 2 on it. Okay, let's keep going. So how many oxygens is that now? 2 and another 2 is 4. Okay, I guess that means I want a 2 here. And, oh, please, dear God, I hope I fixed my hydrogen by accident because I don't have any more room to work. Oh, I did. $38 looks like a bit of a booger. I don't know. Try this. CL5 and CL1. Maybe. Let's try this. And I'm genuinely doing this. I don't know the answer. But that's what I would start there and just see where I get. So that makes 5 hydrogens and 3 hydrogens is 8. Though the P's are still 1, that's good. I really want those. Okay. So how many hydrogens? 5 and 3 is 8. So that makes me want to put a 4 here, and I hope I just fixed the oxygens by accident because I don't have any more room to work on this. 4 oxygens. 4 oxygens.
I tried doing which one was it? 32. I want to know if I got that one correct. So
No.
To start off with, I put a 3 after or before the KCI on the right side.
That's KCl, but
Or KCl. Sorry.
you put a 3 here?
Yes.
Why?
Because that would have evened out the oxygen.
You mean a 3? No. Putting a number here does not affect the oxygens.
Oh, so you'd have to put it like right in front of the oxygen?
Yes. You want to put a 3 here?
Yes.
I can get on board with that. Then what do you put here?
A 2.
Yes.
Then
Okay.
it evens
That
out
I
to
agree
6.
with. Yeah. Okay. That I agree with.
Okay, I didn't know if you had to put the 3 in front of the KCl.
No, this means and there is also separately this plus here. So putting a 3
Oh,
here does not affect that. I never implied that at all this whole time. I never like put a 2 here and said, so that makes 2 of these. No, it doesn't.
okay.
Okay. I agree. That's a very good move. However, there is one more move.
They're both, if they did that, they'd both equal 6, wouldn't it? And that's 2.
Yeah.
Wait, but no, there's the 1 in front of that KCl. Or KCl.
What about it?
There's a 1 in front of it, so they're not all even.
So it doesn't match. So what should we put?
Oh, a 2,
A
wouldn't it?
2.
Yes. Thank you, whoever's shouting out. Yes. And Nate. Yes, we put a 2 there. And then you can double check it, but that's it. How about 36? And I'll just do it. Honestly, the way I would do it, I'd say, oh, 3 carbons. Maybe I can put a 3 there. And that, let's see, 8 hydrogens makes me want to put a 4 there. Oh, I'm going to get away with it this time. I'm not going to have to double back because this fixes the carbons, this fixes the hydrogens, and look what I have on the oxygens. I have an even number because I have 6 and 4. Oxygens is 10. And that means I don't have to go back and double everything I just said because I can turn this into 10. And my coefficients are not all even because I have 3 and 5. How about one more? Oh, anybody got a request? I don't have to do my request. I can do your request. Anybody?
Can you please explain 20 again? I really didn't understand it.
Okay, you want to start over? Pretend we don't have that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what doesn't match? The Na is already matched. That doesn't help. The H's is 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, I know I said that phrase about go back and do double everything you just did, but we didn't do anything yet. Agreed?
Yes.
So let's not do that. Let's double the part that's making it odd. The part that's causing me trouble is that the H's are odd on the right side. That's because this is a single. This is odd. So let's identify the part that's odd, because I didn't do anything yet, and just slap a 2 on that and see if it works. Once in a great while, you got to go, well, that didn't work, and slap a 4 on it. But, whoops, I started to write 4 because I said 4. 2.
Okay, and you need to fix the Na, correct?
That's true. Although you could leave that to the end, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, sure. How many hydrogens is that now? 2 sets of 1 is 2, plus 1 set of 2
is 4.
Is 4.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, that helps.
Also, okay, good. Also, I will point out that that accidentally fixed my oxygens, which is a great sign for me. It's a very good sign. You're probably right, and you're probably done when you fix something by accident. Okay, any last moment? Oh, wait, there's this thing. I was working on this and it's not working, or that looks weird. Do that.
43, please. That one just looks really
Okay.
overwhelming.
Oh, you want 43. All right. I was thinking about this. Okay, I haven't done this one, so I'm going to actually think it through. I don't know. Let's try 6 over here for carbon. Let's put a 6 here for hydrogens. Because that makes 12 hydrogens. Okay, this is going to kind of work because look, it's even numbers of oxygens, isn't it? This is 12 and this is 6 for oxygens. And that is 18. Now, the reason that we tend to get this wrong is kids go, oh, 18, they put a 9. No, because, and believe me, I have bit myself with this one. 6 of them are right here. Yes, you need 18, but 6 of them are here. You need 12 more. Yes? Yes.
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 Then you would multiply the
Put the coefficient
2O by 6.
Yes. Thank you, Adi. I think that's who was chiming in. And then just double check. Does it work? It works. And then some kid says, but they're all even. No, they're not, because that's a 1. 6616.